Welcome back to In the Kitchen with Jimenez and Friends. I'm Vanessa Valadez, and we have our guest today, Chef Emily Hersh. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
And we're so happy to have you. So you're a San Antonio native, correct?
Yes, born and raised in San Antonio, up on all of the good Mexican food. I always come back to get my Mexican food here, so this is the best city.
Well, great. We're very honored to have Chef Emily with us today. For those of you who don't know her, she is a Final 10 finalist for Hell's Kitchen Young Guns Chefs, which is a show with all of the best chefs around the nation. So we're very honored to have you. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Well, I'm honored to be here.
And what are we going to be cooking today?
We're going to do a spring vegetable frittata with Jimenez Chorizo, of course, and then topped with a little bit of goat cheese. Because
sounds delicious.
You always have to have cheese on your frittata. It just makes it nice and creamy. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Sounds delicious. So where do we start?
So what we're going to do is I already have the pans hot, and we're going to turn up the heat a little bit. And I'm just gonna have you saute the chorizo a little bit into little crumbles.
Great.
And this is such a simple recipe. It comes together in like 5 minutes. So it is really easy and really delicious. So what we're gonna do is while you're sauteing that chorizo, I'm going to saute the veggies.
All right, let's get
So we're just gonna
started
do
here.
a little bit of olive oil. And also when it comes to the veggies, just add as little or as many as you want.
Okay.
So we're adding asparagus, we're adding a little bit of leeks. I just roughly chopped these.
Okay.
So you don't have to be fancy with it, just roughly chop everything. It doesn't have to be professional. A little bit of frozen peas. I always like to add peas into it because, again, a nice crunch.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And here we're using 3 links of our Jimenez pork chorizo. So I'm going to cook this down until we get it to crumbles, correct?
Yes. And with this frittata, it really just makes everything richer. And like every bite
Gives it that kick,
Yeah,
right?
it gives it that kick.
That's great.
Which is really exciting. Okay, now so we're gonna add a bunch of spinach because as you know, the more spinach you add, the smaller it becomes because you never get as much spinach as you really want because it shrinks so much.
That's true.
So we're adding some spinach. And then that's pretty much it. So we have all of our greens. It's gonna be nice and green and beautiful and bright. Right when you see the spinach slightly wilt and everything's fully cooked, that's when you're gonna stop.
That's when it's ready. Okay,
Yep.
great.
And so for our base, we're just doing 10 eggs,
Okay.
a half a cup of yogurt. You can also use sour cream, so just dealer's choice there.
That sounds great.
Yep.
You have that option.
Yep, you have that option. And then just whisk it in a bowl with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, set it aside. I like everything to be room temperature just so it all bakes nicely. I'm gonna set this aside because this is perfect.
I think I'm gonna set this aside as well.
Yeah, that also looks
This looks
good.
great.
You can smell it, it's amazing.
It's delicious.
The onions and the chorizo together.
You ready for it now?
Yep, ready for it
Okay.
now. You can just
So
add
after
it.
the veggies, we add the chorizo.
Yep, and you don't even need to worry about how you add this in, you just dump it in because at the end we're just gonna mix it all together.
Okay, let me move this to the side.
And I'm gonna turn this off because we don't want it to burn. Put this to the side. And we have our amazing egg and yogurt mixture. I've added salt and pepper in here already.
Okay.
So just like a dash, probably like a teaspoon each, like a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper.
Okay.
So we're just gonna add it in until we see
That
it.
looks delicious.
Yes, so creamy. The yogurt makes it look so nice. So you don't want to completely fill it up. You want to give it some room because it's going to rise.
expand. Okay.
Right. And then I'm just going to use my whisk. Again, I don't want to use a lot of tools because I don't want to do dishes later. I'm just going to give it a nice little stir.
This is such a great recipe.
So
And it's fairly easy to put together.
Right. And also you can freeze this.
Okay, that's
so
great
you
to
can
know.
just like have it for breakfast every day, have a little slice. It's all in the pan, set it aside. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to top it off with some goat cheese. So these are already crumbled. We got the crumbled goat cheese already, so you don't have to go in and
Yes.
mash it
that
up
was
and get your fingers all messy. So in we go. We're just going to drizzle it in, sprinkle it in, make sure that all the little spaces are covered.
That looks absolutely delicious.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's
Wow.
it. I love when it's easy.
Yes.
So set your oven to 375.
375, okay.
And then you can just put this pan in. So just put it in,
Okay.
hold off. While we wait, we're gonna make the arugula topping. So it's gonna be arugula, lemon juice, and a little bit of olive oil.
Perfect.
Kind of just like a little salad to top it up to
top
get
it
it
off.
give it some freshness.
So now we have this beautiful frittata, spring
Yes.
frittata out of the oven.
Do a beauty shot. Just wait until it's nice and cooked in the middle, because if you can still jiggle it, then it's still raw.
Okay, now how are we going to top it?
We are going to make a nice arugula salad. So again, keeping it fresh, keeping it nice and veggie forward. I'm just gonna get a little bit, like a handful. Here I am being messy. And then, let's do 2 handfuls. This is a big frittata. So a little bit of that, a little bit of salt,
Lovely.
a little bit of pepper,
That looks
and then,
some
yeah,
lemon.
just some lemon. And then I didn't do olive oil yet. So because arugula is just like so teeny and fragile, just do a little bit of olive oil because it picks it up.
Okay,
So
maybe a teaspoon?
that should be good.
Okay,
Like a quarter of a teaspoon.
quarter of a teaspoon.
And then we're just gonna toss it.
Very nice. Well, look
Okay.
at this, how beautiful this
Here
looks.
we
I can't
go.
wait to try it.
So here it is, spring vegetable frittata with the Jimenez Chorizo Especial
Yes.
and some goat cheese. And now we're gonna plate it up.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, I cannot wait to try this.
Let's do it.
Oh, it smells delicious
You
and
can
it looks
also-
delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, and you can also put like sriracha on it, top it with whatever you want.
Oh, this is delicious.
You like it?
Absolutely delicious. What a great way to incorporate our Jimenez chorizo. It's absolutely delicious and it was an honor to have you today.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe below for more delicious recipes and cooking tips from Jimenez. Buen provecho!
Buen provecho!